Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. What is up? I was going to post a video last night, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling very well. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just feel like shit. I don't know. But feeling a little bit better today. And we've got some cool stuff to talk about. The first of which is this footage here. Check this out.
Wow! What the hell?
Now, what the hell is that? This was captured by a source who emailed me, said that he was driving through his home of Concord, New Hampshire. His wife and him had to stop at a red light, and while they were waiting for the light to change, he said in his email that this enormous object flew past them above the tree line and out of sight. He was able to capture a photo and record some quick footage here, and here is the still image he sent. I have no idea what this is. Maybe one of you guys can help me out, but he said that obviously it does not look like a glider or anything like that. Here's your basic glider plane here. It looks nothing like this. Here is a hang glider, just to throw that in there, just to kind of rule that out too. Once again, looks nothing like this object, which is moving extremely fast through the sky. And we were talking about, could this possibly be some sort of secret government project? It is definitely unidentified at this point. Playing the footage over for you again in slow motion. Yeah, I have no idea what this thing is. So anyone in Concord, New Hampshire, see this thing before, shoot me an email. Pretty cool footage. Now, we have some other UFO sightings I want to show you. We also have some other things to talk about pertaining to how the ISS is going to be shut down, as well as the continued search for alien life. We have some new developments that may be able to help us to find this alien life out there in the universe. But first, here is another video, once again, of another strange object just moving steadily through the sky. Pretty large. So check this out. Alright, source of this footage said that he was not sure what it was. He saw this thing moving through the sky in like a perfect straight line. It wasn't like floating like a balloon or anything like that, kind of bobbing, twisting, changing direction. It almost looks locked in the sky, because although it's far away and we don't get a very good shot of it, what I am more interested in is how steady and almost locked into position these things are. That is one of the indicators that you may not be seeing a balloon. And let's be honest, there's not some massive array of balloons sitting in our skies at all hours of the day. So not everything is just some large random balloon that is just floating through the sky for an unknown reason. And when you have objects like this that are moving steady, sometimes they've stopped and just locked themselves into position in the sky. It definitely makes you wonder what it is you're seeing, so big thanks to the source of this. Now, here is a very strange video sent to me by a viewer who is down in South Florida, in Miami, who witnessed this very strange, I don't know if it's a mirage, I don't know what it is, but check this out.
Вау! А что это такое, действительно? Видишь разрыв между... Да я вижу, что это... Это не облако. Это не так. Нет, почему? Казалось бы, это обыкновенный Валера, а это обыкновенный Алекс. И, собственно, обыкновенный Biscayne Key.
All right. Well, let me be the first to say that this is not, I repeat, not an island. All right? This was sent to me by a viewer who was visiting the Bill Baggs Cape Florida State Park and was staying at the Key Biscayne Island. Now, he was shooting a video. Here is the map, just to show you where he was. And he was shooting the video facing south. And as you'll see on Google Maps, there is no island anywhere near this vicinity where this strange object appeared over the coastline, which, by the way, is no longer there. I spoke with the source in an email this morning. The object's gone. If it's not an island, which it wasn't, because there are no islands close enough that would show up this large, and if it's disappeared now and it's gone, that leaves the question, what was it? Could it be a cloud? That was my first thought, but if you notice, he records this thing for a while. This was actually like an 8-minute video that he records this thing, and it never changes its shape, at least that I can see. So if it is a cloud, it's very strange that it keeps its form the entire time. Yeah, the sources and his friends who were there with him were also astonished at the object, and yeah, they sent it over, so I said I'd show it to you guys and we could try to figure it out. Could just be your standard mirage, but again, it definitely looks like a solid object of some sort, so let me know what you guys think. Now, here is an image that was sent to me by a viewer who was snapping pictures of a thunderstorm, and when he went back to look through some of the pictures, he noticed one of them had a strange lit object that he said looked like a craft of some sort that appeared above the trees in this image. Now, we are zoomed out pretty far in this image, but we will zoom in and give you the best picture that we can. But as we zoom in here, here is the object I'm circling here. Again, another strange object appearing during one of these thunderstorms. If you followed the channel, I don't need to go into it again, but let's just say these UFOs and objects love appearing during these massive lightning storms. And here is a close-up version of the object. You can see it definitely has a shape to it, and the back of it almost looks lit by something, possibly a propulsion system. And there was a YouTuber who actually captured one of these things on his telescope when he was videoing the moon. He's another big YouTuber on here. I'm trying to think of his name, but he posts a lot of moon videos where he gets a lot of high-resolution footage. And in one of his videos, he captured a very similar object passing over the moon on video with a propulsion system in the back that would light up momentarily and shoot out these jets of light. So it looks very similar to this. I'll try to find it and I'll post the link to it on Twitter, so be sure to follow me. Now, this last image, before we get to some of the stories we wanted to talk about, was sent to me here, and this was actually taken from a Flight Alert Twitter page, which apparently is a page on Twitter that alerts you to weather and, well, flight alerts. So if there's something happening, such as in this case where they posted a picture of a massive, what looks like a dust storm that was hitting the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, which was causing flight diversions. You can see in this strange image that was emailed to me, and the viewer said, if you look at it, first of all, we have some strange objects here to the left that are showing up, but what was even more strange is what almost looks like a group of pillars, like you would see in a large city, sticking up out of the dust here in this large dust cloud. And when I saw this, it automatically reminded me of this video here. Here's a still image when the video was taken over China, where they recorded this, what looked like a massive city coming up out of the top of the clouds. Another type of mirage, but I mean, you could literally see buildings, like three-dimensional buildings coming up out of the clouds in this China footage. Here's an enhanced version that someone did of that China footage showing those building-like objects that seemingly appeared. It almost looked like a city in the sky. So back to this image here, it's very strange. There are no buildings, at least this tall, in this direction when looking on Google Maps. we have some good news regarding the story we did a few days back about the International Space Station live feed being shut down on September 1st. But it did let us know that NASA is obviously trying to hide something and they no longer wish to let us see this live feed, so they are taking it down. However, NASA is not the only player at the table. We have independent companies that are going to be putting up cameras in space. And a matter of fact, they're going to do you one better than NASA even did. Now, a company called Space VR is launching the world's first virtual reality camera satellite into space next summer. This according to an article from The Verge. The Space VR company has signed a launch agreement to send its virtual reality satellite to the ISS using a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in 2017. So this small startup was originally funded on a crowdfunding website, and what they are going to do is send a satellite up into space that will contain a 12-camera rig that will be capable of shooting 3D as well as 360-degree footage. And this satellite will be orbiting the Earth, and what they're going to do is take the footage from all of these cameras and stitch it into one 360-degree sphere with live streaming, and then they're going to live stream it to the world. So according to Space VR, this footage and this new camera system will, quote, immerse someone in space as if they were floating outside. So this is awesome. Everybody complains about how with the ISS footage, you never get a full shot of the Earth. A lot of the flat earthers will claim that you never get a full 360-degree view of the Earth, which in turn, I guess, means that the Earth is flat and NASA is trying to hide it. However, I have always known that these independent companies would come out, they would put cameras up there, and there you have it. We're going to have a 360-degree view, and I don't have to tell you guys what this means for us researching. We are going to be able to look 360 degrees around us to capture these objects. No feed cuts. Hopefully no feed cuts. But again, very good news after the devastating news that the ISS was shutting down their cameras. So awesome. Kudos to Space VR. And let's just hope that they are not corrupted down the line and that they'll be fully transparent in the video that they give us. So very good news. Now, lastly, I want to talk about a very interesting article that came out on Gizmodo about the fact that we are discovering new ways and possibilities every day of potentially discovering the presence of extraterrestrials out in the universe. One of those new ways is to look for planets that have become stars. Now, did that just blow your mind? And I'm going to explain it. So according to the article, and if you look at the planet Jupiter, Jupiter is often referred to as a failed star. And if you remember in the sequel to the film 2001 Space Odyssey, in the film 2010, The Year We Make Contact, the 1982 film, you'll remember where the extraterrestrials turned Jupiter into a small star, which then caused its moon Europa to transform from an icy wasteland into a flourishing jungle. So after this book was written, talking about turning one of these gas giants into a star, scientists began researching the possibility of this actually being able to happen. And by the way, this is called stellifying. So when you're turning a planet into a star, you are stellifying the planet. And so in 1989, a science paper came out called Stellifying Jupiter, a first step to terraforming the Galilean satellites. And according to the article, the idea here is to release the gravitational energy of the gas giant by inserting a miniature black hole directly into the mass of Jupiter. And in turn, the mini black hole would devour Jupiter's mass from within in a process known as accretion, forcing the release of large amounts of energy, whereby this energy would be absorbed and radiated repeatedly as it makes its way out towards Jupiter's surface, eventually spreading outwards through space, creating this stellar illumination like you'd get with any other star. And scientists are assuming that advanced aliens are already embarking on these mega-scale projects, Because after all, you would have to think that the motivations of other aliens and beings out in the universe are very similar to our own, namely the desire for energy, habitat, space, material resources, fuel, and so on. And they're speculating that an advanced post-human or extraterrestrial civilization will be able to create a mini black hole in a lab, feed it matter in a controlled manner, and then charge it electrically so that it can be maneuvered with strong electric fields. So, very, very interesting article. I will post the link to this down in the video description. You can go check it out, but it just keeps getting stranger and stranger and more awesome. With every research paper that comes out, the possibilities keep growing. They're endless, and they get bigger and crazier and more enigmatic every time. And so you have to start thinking on a whole nother level about what these advanced beings are doing out there and the technology that they will have and be able to utilize. It would probably be nothing to them to turn a planet into a star. And then we have this other star that we talked about on our last video, Maddie's star, that scientists are infuriated over and still stumped about. This star that's dimming, that it seems as if something large and artificial is blocking out this star's light, and they still can't figure it out. So there are signs out there in the universe, people, that we can look to once we are able to recognize them, that will indicate to us an extraterrestrial presence. And it's just very, very special times. It's an awesome time to be alive. So let me know what you guys think. A lot more stuff to talk about in coming videos. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I always post a lot of stuff that I don't feature in videos, and I'm on there to chit chat with you guys. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back in a little bit. Stay safe, guys.